Okay, so the bell rang. We went over this is not a function because 0 maps to 3 and 5. You cannot have one domain mapping to two different ranges. We went over that this is a function because every domain has its own range, meaning 1 is mapped to 0. 1 is not mapped to anything else. 2 is mapped to -2. 2 is not mapped to anything else. 3 is mapped to 0. Now 1 is also mapped to 0, but that doesn't matter. 3 is mapped to 0 only. 3 doesn't go to anything else. And then 4 is mapped to 5. Okay, now number 3, we have a graph, and you see the ordered pairs. So first we need to find the ordered pairs. So this is over 2, up 1. This is -2, 0. This dot right here is down, over 1, down 2. And this is over 2, 1, 2, 3, down 3. So we need to find our domains. So the first value, so I have a -2, a 2, a 1, and then another 2. And I already have it there. Our range values are 0, 1, -2, and -3. To determine if a relation is a function, we're going to do the mapping. So remember, we draw the arrows. -2 maps to 0. 2 maps to 1. I'm looking at the points. 1 maps to -2. And then 2 maps to -3. And as you can see, this domain right here, 2, maps to two different ranges. So the answer is no, this is not a function. Every domain can only go to one range. Okay. So here's a U-try for you. Here's a set of ordered pairs. This is a set. I want you to find the domain and range, and then I want you to tell me if it's a relation by showing the mapping. Tell me if it's a function by showing the mapping. So pause the video, work it out yourself, and then you can press play. Right. So the domain for this would be the x value. So the domain is the set of 4, 2, 5, and -1. And the range are the y values, 2, 3, 0, and 2. But you don't need to write that 2 again. If you did, it's okay. And now the question is this relation a function? So I'm going to show mapping, the domain and the range. I'm going to put my domain 4, 2, 5, -1, and 2, 3, 0. You draw your arrows to show how it's mapped, what it's matched with. So 4 and 2, 2 and 3, 5 and 0, and -1 and 2. To determine if it's a function, you look and ask yourself, is there any domain value that is paired with 2 or more ranges? Anything that's paired with more than 1. And if we look, every domain has one arrow coming out of it. None of these domains have 2 arrows coming out of it. So the answer is yes, it is a function. So we're going to practice more about relations, functions, domain, and range in class.